still sick. Are you sick?
You're welcome.
Are you still sick?
No.
Oh, I am.
I've got like the cough.
You can hear it. You can hear it in my voice.
I got the cough, but other than that, I feel great.
So I went to work and I took a couple of days off this week, and I was like, well, if I need to be at work, I need to bring my DayQuil with me. So I brought my DayQuil with me, and I forgot the little cup, the measuring cup. And I was like, so I'm just standing up, and I was like, well, it's time for my DayQuil. And as I'm standing up, there's a group of people walking by, and they're a new group. And they're like, and I'm just chugging DayQuil. And I'm like, what's up? Like that. And they're like, huh? And it was just straight out of the bottle. And I was like, oh, I forgot the measuring cup. It just it makes it so I don't have to measure anything. So
I'm an alcoholic.
I know how much I can drink without dying. It's okay. And they're like, and if we go off to the right here, and then they went off and they just kept walking. I was like, oh man,
moving right along.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're walking.
But my coworkers were like, can you please go the fuck home because you're like the plague? Because I was like, brr, brr, brr.
They're all gonna get
make
it now.
me and my kids sick.
I asked them, I'm like, so what if everybody has to do my work? And they're like, we'd rather have that than be sick.
Yeah, can you get the fuck? They're packing your shit up for them with gloves.
Well, they're also like, hey, if you don't use your sick days, they go away. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'll use them. But I'm still technically sick. I got the black lung.
You've only been down those cold pits one day.
We got a show for you today, but we'll hit the intro really quick, and then we'll get everybody introduced. This is Don't Look Under the Bed podcast for all things comedy horror. I'm one of your sick hosts, Dan Wonder. Next to me is
Natalie Rose.
Next to her is
I'm your recovering host, Vinny Rose.
Hopefully.
And next to me today in studio is
V Wonder.
Yeah.
Your temporary host.
We got B from Cincinnati.
I think we just blew up the airwaves, guys.
Look at all our downloads.
Wait, everybody's unsubscribing.
Hey, I hate that guy.
Remember that song from the 90s? It went, damn, I wish I was your lover.
No, I don't remember that.
You don't remember that? Because I rewrote it to, Dan, I wish you were your brother.
Moving on.
You know it if you heard it.
Damn, I wish I was your lover.
No, I hear a lot of 90s, like, I'll be listening to music at work, and YouTube does that algorithm thing where if you like this band, we'll play something that has nothing to do at all with whatever the fuck you're listening to.
It's like, how'd that get mixed in there?
So you're listening to Hanson?
Well, I was listening to Oasis. I like Oasis.
That's too bad.
So I was listening to, I didn't hear it.
That's real too bad.
I was listening to Oasis, Supersonic, good song. And I gotta admit though, they're the way they do their videos, it's like those guys couldn't have given a shit less about anything. They're just so over their own stardom. Like Neil always looks like, or Liam looks like he's just constantly just like, I don't even give a shit. But they played,
they're not around
no,
anymore?
they played that you got the music in you.
Ugh.
Don't
That's
let go.
The New Radicals.
New Radicals.
Yeah.
And I was like, how the fuck did this get added to it? Yeah. Or I'll be listening to metal or something like that.
Or Train.
And Kendrick Lamar will get sent, or Nicki Minaj.
I showed Brandon Kendrick Lamar tonight.
Which one was that?
The Humble song I played you. And I'm
Humble.
like, this is the garbage.
Be humble, Brandon.
This is fucking terrible.
I hear it a lot.
Why?
I don't want to hear it.
Well, then how do you hear it?
It comes up on the YouTube thing because I
keep clicking yes.
I hit play shift or shuffle.
It's god awful.
Because you searched sewage.
Yeah. You typed in shit.
Watch your step.
It's an hour recording of people taking poops, and then all of a sudden it's Kendrick Lamar. But we got a great show for you today. Before we get into that, Brandon, how does it feel to be back in O-Town, Omaha? You've been here for what, 4 days now? 5 days?
Almost a week.
Almost a week?
Yeah.
How do you
it
feel
feels
about
like
that?
it went by pretty fast. But
Yeah,
it's a week tomorrow. I knew that.
Well, I bet you miss work though.
Yeah, I do, but you know what? I miss Slotsky's more.
Did you go there yet?
Yeah.
I was going to buy you some, but you never told me.
We still can't have plenty of time.
Yeah, okay. I was just say, Brandon, what's your favorite sandwich from there?
Heck no.
I've always got the Albuquerque turkey.
Oh, the $20 one, you mean?
Yeah, that's the one. Yep.
So you want the $20 one?
And I get the baked chips.
It's healthier.
It's
a healthy snack.
Does Slosky still have the prime rib sandwich?
I haven't been there.
I honestly don't even look at the menu. I just tell them what I want.
The only time I ever go to Schlotsky's is with Brandon.
What's on? I say I obviously need to go.
It's really good.
I remember when I text Brandon, I don't ever go to Schlotsky's. He goes, You piece of shit. You live up the street from one. How could you never
That's
go
very
there?
I don't think did I say the S
Oh,
word?
yeah, you said
What's
piece
on
of
the
shit.
It must have been
Albuquerque turkey?
they put all the peppers and onions and stuff and
Oh, no thanks.
yeah, no,
Okay,
I don't
moving
know.
on.
It's good though.
Onions,
That sounds like a sandwich made
sauces,
for me.
And it's also in the good
turkey,
bread.
And there's bacon.
Yeah,
Stop
you
it.
can make those lists. There's bacon on it too.
I think
I
it's
feel like-
I feel like
the like the main sandwich, but not the $20
The
version.
original.
Yeah.
I feel like there's bacon on it.
I mean, you're
I
not
mean,
wrong.
come on.
It's amazing.
Really?
I
really?
feel like
Yeah, I don't ever go there, so I don't.
We're gonna go to Romeo's after this because that's B's
Ugh.
other spot.
Gross.
yeah, you know that's right. Give me
Is that
some
what you said? We can
nachos,
go over Brandon once, hoping he changes mind.
Oh God.
Nacho
And
Supremos.
Michael likes the
I'll
fried
say I
ice
want
cream.
some quesadilla and or what do I eat from there? I don't
You
even
usually
You
get their
eat-
pizza.
You used to harbor the hot ham and cheese.
I do,
How
but
does
I'm not a ham person anymore.
Yeah.
How does a Mexican place
Make bomb ass pizza.
make pizza?
It's so freaking good.
How does it happen?
Well,
Well,
it's delicious.
we're jumping over stereotypes, Dan. Not gonna
I guess
It's really not
I
a-
guess, but
It's really not. Is it a Mexican restaurant? Is that considered
Yeah,
a Mexican
It's
restaurant?
Tex
Yeah,
Mex.
No.
Yeah.
Romeo's Mexican food
it's
and
Oh, yeah, I guess
pizza.
it's fucking it's
That's
the
the
most
song.
American Mexican food.
Yeah.
No,
That-
Taco
They-
Bell.
you know
is-
what though?
Okay,
They
yeah,
make a
or-
good
or Taco
margarita.
Bell. But when you go to Taco Bell, you're expected to get that shit.
And
When
the
you go to
shits.
Romeo's, that's been in business for like what?
But I don't see
20-some
no
years.
chalupas on the menu at the
Chalupas?
Romeo's. I don't see them on there. at
They do. They
Romeo's.
do. They have one that's it's not called a chalupa
A
though.
fried tortilla.
Yeah, it's like
You're
a fried taco.
I thought
The
you were talking
big
about
one.
that chimichanga.
The big one.
I like the Taco Town.
The
from Saturday
Gordita?
Night Live, where they're eating the taco, and he's like, "Can you we're kick butt in this?" And then they keep adding shit onto the taco, and he's like, "Can we eat it now?" And he's like, "Not until we roll it into a fried
yeah.
pizza and dip in our guacamole sauce." And they're like, "It's in a bag, and it's 8 feet
Absolutely.
long. This thing's huge." And, whoa.
I like those little Saturday night snippets.
But what do we got today, Natalie? Before we keep going,
Here's the deal. So Halloween plays out in a couple of weeks. Now next week is our big show, our big live event, and we'll go over more of that information.
Live event.
live
Yeah.
event.
So I thought it would be fun this week to read
We're in a big show.
ghost stories that people have written and then put on the air. Like, this is my experience. So we're all going to go around the table. I'll kind of moderate since I didn't put anybody's name next to him because I'm dumb.
Summon a demon.
And we'll, as we're going over that, I'll call bullshit on every single one of them.
No,
Okay.
you'll be like, that's absolutely 100% true. I believe them. They should write a book.
I've been getting people telling me that I'm a little too skeptical. I think Brandon said that not even 5 minutes before we started the podcast today. What are you trying to say there?
These are official accounts of what happened to these individuals, and you weren't there.
It's true. I wasn't there. But I
Where
can
were you?
guarantee you that without a shadow of a doubt, it's all bullshit.
It's painful enough to share these experiences, Dan. They don't need someone shitting all
Or they fucking skinned their knee when they did it. Boo.
That's how I told
typical Daniel.
my friend watches Walking Dead, and she was behind me, and now we're at the same place now. I was like, in season, I'm like, yeah, Daryl dies because he falls down and he skinned his knee and he couldn't recover. And she was like, that's her favorite character. She's
Hey.
like, what?
Speaking of Walking Dead, the actor that plays Herschel died.
Oh, did he
Yeah.
really? That sucks.
Leukemia.
Do you
74 or
watch-
76 years old.
Do you watch Walking Dead, B?
I have seen up to a certain point, but
What
it's
season?
been.
Because we don't want to spoil
Oh,
anything
it's
for you.
now I've read further in the books, but I haven't read those
Oh, okay.
in a while. But they get with Negan.
Yeah.
It's about the time he's introduced.
That sucks that Herschel died.
Yeah.
It sucked to see him die in the show.
Yeah.
It
Scott
sucked to see him-
Wilson.
That was a sad death.
You know, Rick.
He was 76 years old.
It doesn't seem that old.
It says that he died from complications with, I believe it was leukemia.
No, he lost his
Oh.
leg. Oh, wait. That sucks though.
Carl.
I hate hearing that.
Rick finds KFC, offers Herschel a leg.
Okay. I want to get into something real quick before I jump into my next subject.
Okay.
How does everybody feel? Okay, I was having a discussion with my buddy Mikey. He sent me a picture that said, "You guys have all seen the IT Crowd, right?"
I've seen a couple episodes.
Okay.
They just keep rebooting stuff.
I don't know what that
I
is.
fucking love that show. But you don't know what that is?
No.
Okay, it's a British show.
Yeah.
It was on for 4 seasons, and they made a Seinfeld special.
It's on Netflix.
It's on
isn't it?
Netflix,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. let me-
So he knows I love that show. He likes that show too. He sent me a picture. It said the It Crowd, but it was the It Clown with IT, and it was the IT logo. And I immediately got angry. And I was like, I don't like this. And he goes, why? And I'm like, I don't like genre mixing. Does anybody else understand what I'm saying when I say that?
His friend Marvin hates that too. He doesn't
It's
like
fucking
to see
stupid.
what in the movies.
If there's anybody that's does a cameo that does like singing or rapping or of anything besides acting, they'll like, I love the movie Zoolander, and so did he. But we went to watch it, Zoolander 2, and the first scene is Justin Bieber, and he just shut it off. He's like, I'm not watching this shit.
Okay, maybe we're talking about two different things.
Oh.
Brandon, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because they do it. They do it with
Funko Pops.
Mario a
and,
lot.
They do it with Mario, where they put like here's
It's just because it rhymes or something. That's why they do it.
right. So Brandon knows what I'm talking about.
I
Maybe
don't.
I can get you guys on board with this,
Let's
so
do
that
it.
you can see.
Break it down.
You take Star Wars. It's a popular
Okay.
franchise. It doesn't matter how popular franchise is, but let's just say Star Wars, right?
Okay.
And they create a T-shirt
Called Bark Wars.
called Bark Wars, and it's a dog.
It's so stupid.
Or you do this. You take It the Clown, and you genre mix him into a poster or a picture or something, and it says, like Bozo the Clown, and you take those two and you mix them together. Or you do like
oh, it doesn't bother me.
how does that not bother?
Well, somebody
anybody else?
saw the word "it" and they probably saw clown and like, oh, I know I can miss.
And then maybe I'm not describing it right, but Jesus, that makes me so angry when I see that. Like when somebody goes, like I've had a Wookiee of a day,
Yeah.
and it's like it's a picture of a cute little Chewbacca, like the little what are they fun
Like that.
The chibi looking Chewbacca's.
I fucking hate that.
I think it's
Okay, so Natalie just showed me a picture of the Babysitters Club book, but on the front of it is Steve from fucking.
Well, it's funny because he
It's
was
funny.
a babysitter.
It's
Yeah.
stupid.
no. Oh, Daniel.
I don't know.
Oh gosh.
I don't like genre mixing, but we'll skip
It
past that.
does not bother me.
All right.
I guess there's bigger things.
No, there is. Nelly, I know that there's bigger
Don't
things in the
mansplain
world.
me.
I'm sorry. I've been told I do that.
I know.
You're very negative.
Yeah. Speaking of positive though, I did go see Joker.
Did you finally like something in life?
Fuck you. I
Finally.
really liked that movie.
Okay, so we are probably gonna go see it Tuesday. Let's go see it Tuesday. We're gonna go see it.
Was
Tuesday.
Joaquin Phoenix pretty good?
Yes.
I like him
He
anyways.
was a very good. I mean, he's always a good actor anyway. But
Yeah.
Like when I was never here. That movie's really good. But
I liked him in Walk the Line.
Walk the Line wasn't even great. But
Signs.
in this, yeah, I liked him in Signs.
Gladiator.
I fucking hate his movies. But no, in this movie he did, and I won't spoil anything, but he did a really, really good job. And I gotta say, I didn't think Todd Phillips, the director, could do it. I didn't think he could make a serious movie and actually land it, and he made a really
He
good
totally
one.
pulled it
He
off.
totally pulled it off.
Yeah, we want to see it. We just haven't had a moment, but his schedule's changing, so we can get back to our $5
But-
Tuesdays.
As American people, we're not supposed to see stuff that Rotten Tomatoes under 75.
So as an American people, you're actually not supposed to be going to a movie theater and watching the Joker because it's not for sensitive viewers.
It promotes violence.
It promotes
It does,
violence.
gun violence.
That
Because
movie?
Brandon asked me,
That was a big deal.
Oh.
dude, let me tell you, when I
Dude.
went in there watching this, I was like, okay, I'm waiting for it. Show me all the shit that the reason why this movie got so much controversy. No, not
No.
a single scene I could point out. Not a single one.
So I guarantee you that we've all at this table seen worse. I'm
He-
sure, and I haven't seen the movie yet.
He has some. So the way the Joker's set up is that he has mental illness from what he's been told. I won't give anything away, but until you start figuring stuff out, there's no controversy in that fucking movie at all, as far as I'm concerned.
Is it a fast mover?
No, it's a medium, well-paced movie, and actually, that was one of the benefits of being at 2.5 hours. You would have thought
It's that long?
it's pretty long.
Damn.
Well, it's around 2 hours and 15 maybe.
Wow, we're gonna have to go to early
But
show, babe.
but it was really, really good, and I know Brandon hasn't seen it, so again, I won't spoil shit.
And I don't plan on it.
Really, you don't?
I don't care.
He only
You don't
likes
wanna-
it when Joker and Batman
I-
fight.
Yeah, superhero movies. I know he's not a superhero, but in that realm, I just don't care.
You know, honestly, if you would have taken the whole Gotham, Batman, and Joker aesthetic out of it, it's about a man who is lives in a cynical world, and he gets downtrodden. Like that's what the whole movie's kind of about anyway. So
But they wouldn't have made that movie without Joker attached to it.
no, I don't think
Yeah.
so. But I mean, honestly, as a standalone movie, it does very well on its own. So I recommend it. I know a lot of people get down on me because I don't like a lot of things, but I gotta say, Todd Phillips proved me wrong. He did a good job. So
yeah, we definitely want to see
I
it
want to
later.
do it. I want to do an in-depth like talk over it for about an hour.
He said
by
taco.
by myself,
A spoiler cast.
and just because I've been getting people telling me like you should do that on the podcast, where you should just do it. I'm like, well, we don't have enough time for that shit. No one's gonna want to listen to me drone on for an hour about Joker. So they're like, you should do a special
Or anything.
episode.
Yeah, you could do it.
So-
You could do a one-off and
You
then
say or anything.
I'll let everybody know that we're going to talk
Started.
about the whole movie. So.
Yeah, that's.
I didn't think
and
anybody heard
I
that.
So
wanna-
if you've watched it, if you're listening to this,
So since
yeah.
it's such a big thing, I was gonna get with you guys to see if you guys ever wanted to do that, where we do a movie
Yeah.
review and we just add that as an extra episode or something for our
Sure.
Patreon viewers, or something like that.
We also had another idea, but we'll go over that off air.
But other than that, though, why don't we cut the bullshit?
Tuesday.
Why don't we hop in our cars?
We're gonna be all over, all
are
over.
Are we dropping everywhere?
We are. I don't
Are we
even know where half the
dropping
stuff
everywhere,
is.
Like your
Are we?
Fortnite?
It
are we
doesn't-
risking it for the
You know, I
biscuit?
don't.
Okay.
A lot of these don't say
That's
like
enough.
specifically where they're at, so everybody just go where you want,
All right.
where the road may take you, bro.
B,
All right.
after podcast is over, you want to play a few more games of Fortnite?
Okay, you say like we played some already.
All day long. So Brandon's been with us all day, and it's been Vance. So okay, before we start our topic, Vance made a Gurgitch breakfast this morning.
A what?
A Gurgitch breakfast.
Oh, eggs,
bacon and toast.
Eggs,
But he
bacon,
like
and toast.
one up the Gurgitch breakfast. He made
Hash browns.
eggs, hash browns, bacon, and
All
then
for B.
yeah, and
you know that's right. Making
homemade
that breakfast
homemade
Breakfast.
Cream chip beef over toast.
yeah.
Holy shit!
and Hirsch Brown.
I'd even eat that.
I don't like it. I had bacon, hash browns, and toast.
And the whole
Eggs.
time me and Brandon were eating, we were glad Natalie didn't like it.
Yeah.
More for us.
So
More for
Vance,
us.
I went to the store early this morning, and then Vance made the breakfast, and all day long it's been, Brandon, are you still hungry? Do you want something to eat? Like trying to feed him somewhere. He's like, no.
my tummy
Then we were talking about the time that you ate those burgers and you cried on our couch.
What?
You got so full you cried on the couch. You were
Really?
like teared
You
up.
got, you
Embarrassing
remember you were
time.
like, I'm hot.
Oh fuck, dude. Yeah. That
Told
was
you.
bad.
Those are
I
good
ate,
though.
I ate way too many, Brandon. And
He's gonna make them for him, so we'll
was-
have to have you over that
I
night.
was like slumped over the side, and the fucking dog was all over me. I'm like, get off of me! I didn't have the power to push her off.
And you're mad that Nally doesn't have baby wipes.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not buying that shit. Bring your own. BYOB.
BYOBW.
Bring your own baby wipes.
BYOB.
They're not baby wipes. They're for fucking adults, and they keep your butt clean.
So we've been playing games and stuff.
Taking a
And
shower
Brandon
is
showed me some of his new games I got,
poop
or he
after.
got, and then it's Vance every 5 seconds. Can you do a dance in that? And can you pull up your inventory?
Yeah, he kept trying
Where
to
we landed?
inject Fortnite in
Where we
everything
landed,
I
boys?
do.
He's playing Astral Train. He's like, "Where are we landing, boys?"
Oh man.
I was like, do you get to use your melee weapon to knock over a tree and then use those materials to put walls
Well, he
up?
starts questioning out like it's serious, and all of a sudden it's Fortnite time.
So the 5 things that pissed Brandon off the most, in order, I would have to say Walmart,
Okay.
Google.
Mm.
No,
And then-
that's not the order.
Oh, okay.
Apple.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Oh.
Walmart, Apple.
100% of the human population.
Yeah. Oh, no, how they talk, and then probably Fortnite, and then I'm going to add Apex Legends in there as well.
I don't.
How about Battle Royale gaming?
Yeah. Okay, we'll do
Okay.
that.
No, Fortnite's the biggest offender. I can't. I don't care what people play, but man,
I
I'm
don't
so
understand
tired
how
of
the
hearing
fuck
about
it's
it.
so popular. It's
It-
the same map over and
Video
over. and
games
over
are a
and over.
complete
Two
waste
just
of
came
time,
out,
but in the
excuse
space
me.
of that, that's a waste of time.
Yeah, but we won't get into that. So Natalie,
Yeah.
let's hop in our cars.
All right.
Beep beep
We're taking Brandon's car today.
beep 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 beep. Yeah.
Okay. We can just go round robin, I guess. And who wants to read the first one?
That's the 3rd time I've heard round robin in a year, and I where does this
It's
come
amazing.
Oh,
What does round
fucking-
robin mean?
You're asking me?
Well, you
anyway,
just said it.
Yeah, I say a lot of things.
Well, I thought you knew. That's why I asked.
No, I
Okay.
don't know.
All right, so are you starting then?
I know it's a sports term, like when you do.
Round robin.
Oh man, I love Red Robin.
Dude, they got fucking good burgers
and
there.
fries.
All right, we gotta start. We
Okay.
gotta start.
Who wants to be the first reader? The story's called
You know,
That's Right.
Brandon's our guest. Let's start with
See?
him.
Brandon.
It'll go me.
And you can do it with fun accents.
Yeah,
you can do it with noise
you
effects.
can put
We're trying
glitter
something
on it.
different this
You can
time.
put glitter on it. if you
Should I
want.
do the Jason Statham? Because that's what you do.
Jason Statham.
Everybody likes my Jason Statham.
All right. Well, this one's called
Yeah.
That's Right. I was
Oh.
at a slumber party in 8th grade with a few of my friends when we decided, stupidly, to have a seance in her unfinished basement. We were having fun and giggling as we were trying to figure out who to summon when someone suggested Jack the Ripper. He's a serial killer from the late 1800s, by the way. And I immediately got a pit in my stomach. No, I spoke up. We shouldn't summon something evil. That's right, called a man's voice from the other side of the cellar. Exclamation marks. There were no boys or men there. We were home alone. Another girl and myself heard it. I never will be the same again.
Oh my.
The TLDR of it all, I was scared.
Those are all written. I didn't write these. These were just pulled from the internet.
That was
and
from
that was
Abby.
amazing.
I can imagine not only how accurate that voice is for this person that wrote it, but holy shit, what a fucking non-story.
No,
I know, these are great.
The details about the unfinished basement,
Yeah.
I knew you'd be skeptical.
Completely.
I knew it.
Dan, you want to read House for Sale Currently
Yeah, let me
Occupied?
scroll
Oh, House for Sale / Currently
Let
Occupied.
me scroll here. I'll scroll down with my touchscreen here.
Oh, must be
Look
nice.
at that.
Oh,
Look at that.
okay.
Whoa.
So my cat bit my touchscreen and it doesn't work anymore. Lottie fucking da.
House for Sale Currently Occupied by Dan Wonder.
No, you're not dumb enough to write this.
Okay.
Well, maybe.
When I was a kid, we lived in a haunted house. Strange things happened all the time. For example, my dad and I were alone in the kitchen one day making a snack. We put a plate on the kitchen counter and walked away to the fridge. We got what we wanted out of the fridge. I love how the detail of this is so great.
I
They
know.
put the kitchen counter on. We got what we wanted out. Okay, so now we're there.
Uh-huh.
Turned around and walked back to the counter, and the plate flew off the kitchen counter and broke on the floor. My dad tried to calm me by saying my plate must have been blown off the counter, as you just stated previously in the paragraph. But let's face it, the plate wasn't near the edge of the counter. As you were there as the reader, you knew how far it was. You knew how far away it was.
Let's
to the
face
edge.
it.
Let's face it, guys.
Let's face it.
Jesus Christ, this fucking idiot. All right, the plate must have been blown off the counter, but let's face it, the plate wasn't near the edge of the counter, and there were no windows or doors open. No one else was home. Weird. I also woke up to an old lady standing on. So how is this even? So are these two different? So are these two different stories then, or is this okay? I also woke up to an old lady standing by bed. This isn't written by Natalie either.
No.
This
Bad
is,
bitch.
I just
she got-
copied these.
She got these from the website.
Well, I got
and-
the
and
links
got
on the
them
site.
verbatim.
One of the lights
Mind
is
you.
called Spooky as Fuck with like 3 U's.
Yeah. Fook. No one else was home. Weird. I also woke up to an old lady standing by bed on more than one occasion. I told myself I was dreaming.
All right.
I'm
This
dreaming.
this part. Okay, here. This part might be dark.
Ooh, bring it in, guys, bring it in.
Here's the rest of the story.
Okay.
Put the kids away. Years later, I woke up to a address and found that an old couple lived there. I looked up the address and found that an old couple lived there for many years right before we moved in. Apparently, the house was broken into, and the old woman was raped and murdered. The old man sold the house and moved. We were the first occupants since the incidents. What the F? WTF? Exclamation point? That's how you know how.
Whiskey Tango Foxtrot.
In this lowercase.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I love how he says, what the fuck, never mind. We only lived there for about a year. My parents swear we moved so quickly because we got a better deal on the house, another house nearby, but we know it was because the house was haunted and the priest, which was nowhere mentioned in the story at all,
Nope.
and the priest they brought in to bless the place, told them we should move. No joke from Christy.
I
Mhm.
like it.
Yeah, I think it's all real.
I like it.
I like how they went into details about the priest going in and
Yeah, they
going through the
totally
house.
they sold me on this one. And
Yeah.
Brandon, you're right. I shouldn't be as skeptical as I am.
I was thinking because it's for sale that
I
we
opened
could
the
be
fridge.
the Probably Brothers and
Yeah, the
get in real estate, get our own show
Move that
for
house.
haunted house on Home and Gardens television.
It would probably be a show. I'm sure.
If me and Bran were property brothers, we'd go, move that bus. And then the bus moves. And then it's the same house. But I go, I put a picture up. I don't know.
It's not even straight. Whatever.
Worth $2,000.
I love it. This is my dream.
Bran just playing 3DS.
I love this open concept.
It's like I gotta
We
get
gave
this,
you guys a Switch.
but I took it back.
It's used, but I took it back. Anywho. All right, now you reading the next one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So some of these don't have titles, and they're just stories I found. So back in 2005, I was in a band that toured the country in a 15-passenger van with
No,
the
you weren't.
trailer.
No,
I
you
was
No, you
too.
weren't. No, you fucking weren't.
All right,
What was
fine.
the band's name? You didn't even put it in there, did you?
It was a
You
really
fucking
good
baby.
band.
No,
No,
you
we were
didn't.
like a number 1 on no charts. We were on our way from Columbus, Ohio to Erie, Pennsylvania. The show had been canceled in Ohio due to a power outage. So we decided to get on the road as early as we had friends in Erie who were taking us in for the night. I'll never forget the moment for the rest of my life. We were all having a conversation. There were 8 of us total in the van when the driver and passenger both shouted simultaneously, "What was that?" I'm just getting goosebumps on my arms right now just remembering the event. I was sitting being the driver. What? I was sitting being the driver with my back against the
I
window.
think you meant behind.
Oh, okay.
They meant behind.
Okay, I was like, what? And I didn't see anything, but we heard a whooshing noise as if someone flew right over the van. My friend who was sitting next to me looked like he had just seen a ghost. We wound up pulling over on the side of the road because everyone was freaking out, thinking that we hit something. Nothing was found. Both the
What?
passenger and the driver say they saw a tall black figure lunge at the van from the shoulder of the left lane.
Derek, it's not funny.
I don't like it.
Scoob, let's get out of here.
Let's get out of here.
My friend who was sitting next to me said the same thing. The next day, we inspected the van in daylight and noticed there was streak marks across the roof of the van. The end.
We hit a small child wearing a diaper.
I like the
Yes.
abrupt ending of
Yeah. The end.
Yeah.
That was
That is it.
That was so scary. I don't think I could.
Hey,
read
gang.
mine.
What was that?
We better figure out what that was.
It was.
Looks like we hit a small child.
I had a streak mark. It was my fault.
Like, we gotta bury him.
I was sliding down the van and I pooped.
It was the guy from Jeeples Queeples.
There's shit on top
It
of our
was.
van, Scoob.
Everyone, Tenebrae just walked in.
Okay.
All right. Vance, you go ahead in the next one.
Okay.
All right. Scary stories. Read by Rick Grimes. When I was 7,
Yeah, point your gun, dude. Point your gun to the ground. There you go.
I suddenly woke in the middle of the night.
Didn't.
Coral. When I was 7, I suddenly awoke in the middle of the night to a young child kneeling near my bed praying. That's kind of weird. At first, I thought it was my younger brother. So I asked him what he was doing, because we typically don't pray in my family. After I asked, he slowly looked at me, stood up, and started running. So,
Wait, okay, hold on.
well, that's just what it says.
He
I didn't write
slowly
this.
looked at you, stood up, and then started running. How does that even...
He was getting
Dude, I'm
momentum.
not making this up.
No. Sorry, bro. Go ahead.
Someone
Sorry,
else-
bro.
He was
Sorry,
getting
bro.
momentum.
Sorry, bro. Your
He's-
story, bro.
He did this. He went,
Okay, I see.
you got it now?
Yeah, I got it.
All right.
The physics work out so well.
They do. He was still slowly looking at me while he ran.
While fucking nail.
Slowly
where was
looking
I?
at me.
So I hopped out of bed.
I hopped out of bed and followed him down the stairs and out my front door, which typically I would have never done because I'm a giant pussy.
Doesn't say that.
No. Get it right or pay the price.
We had a long driveway, and I followed him all the way to the end, and then he simply vanished. I went back to my room, and nothing like that has happened to me since.
That's such
Nothing-
a dumb way to end a
Nothing
story.
like that's happened to me
I'm sorry.
since.
What website did you get these off of?
There's the links are up at the top. There's
What
like
did you
three,
What did you search for? Your query?
people's ghost stories or something like that. Like people's true ghost stories.
So this just reconstitutes my whole fucking, just my whole theory that this is all bullshit. And
Ah,
people,
bullshit.
and people who talk and people who put the stuff on here can't fucking type for a goddamn
No,
worth of
It was
shit.
sent from my iPhone.
Yeah. Beep, 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 beep. Yeah, there we go. Moving on. Facebook. But it's just so bad. I went back to my room and nothing like that has happened since.
Yeah.
Great way to end the story.
You know, these are probably for school, and they had a word count they had to hit.
But they're even talking about how their ages are, so they have to be older than what their ages are in the story.
He was 8.
So, I mean, at this point, this dude's probably 34 typing like this. Getting paid more than me. Guaranteed. He gets paid more than me.
You don't know that.
He was
going to
type it back then, but Clippy wasn't working.
Yeah.
I'm Clippy.
He may get paid more than you, but he doesn't have to deal with the stuff you have to do.
Maybe now he uses Grammarly.
All right, Brandon.
Let me scroll here.
Here, I'll use my finger to scroll.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay.
There we go.
So these just ended the quotes on these
Yeah,
on the
Brandon's going
title.
to start the next one.
Okay.
This is dumb. Okay. When I was about 14, I was staying up way too late on the computer.
What's a computer?
It was about 2 in the morning, and everyone else was asleep. I got thirsty and wandered down the hallway to get a drink. I didn't bother to turn on any lights. There was a night light in the hallway, and there was enough light to get by. It's your house, dude. You gotta know your layout. I'm walking back to the bedroom when I got this weird feeling like someone was watching me. Like that song.
Yeah, somebody's watching me.
And turn around. There is this big white mist just floating right behind me.
I farted.
I immediately turned around and went back into the safe white room. The thing is, there were no windows facing the hallway, and I hadn't passed the nightlight yet, so it definitely wasn't a trick of the light.
Oh my God.
A trick of the light.
A trick of the light.
All the doors leading to the hallway were also closed. A few years later, when I was moved to the small room closest to the spot, oh man,
You can do it. You can
I
do
got
it.
the heebie-jeebies and couldn't sleep without a lamp on. It wasn't until some time later after the sighting that I learned that in the 80s, a guy was renting out the house. He was arrested for the kidnaps, rape, and disappearance of a bunch of kids in the area and for the suspected murder of his wife. They never found her, and she supposedly ran away, according to him. Cadaver dogs went over the farm, but they never found him.
Like Abacadabra.
The cops must not have done a good job, though. According to
I
me.
love how it's the cop's fault.
Yeah.
Because when they moved in, my mom found a pair of boys' panties in the toilet tank. The missing wife was never found, and he died in prison about a decade ago. I think he's still there, though.
Oh my
That was
God.
wonderful.
That was pretty good.
Oh
No
man.
name for that one. We can't give
No.
credit where credit is due.
What a fucking dumb story.
no,
All right.
it was believable.
No, it's stupid.
The thing is, though, he didn't have any windows. That's the thing.
He had boys' panties.
Even though it's 2 a.m., where's all that light coming from? He didn't have
Right.
windows.
Let me get a drink of water.
Daniel's fart.
Was it a Mac PC?
All right, Daniel.
Moving along.
I'll try to do it because I'm sick.
Oh, come on.
But a few years ago, my parents went through a very difficult separation. We moved into a smaller house, and by the end of the first day, my youngest brother, Cleo, who was about 5 years old, seemed to change completely. He wasn't doing the Kodak film anymore, and he wasn't drinking Coke. He went from being a rambunctious troublemaker to a very quiet child. At first, we thought that was great because the kid had been driving us crazy. But even 2 weeks after the move, we began to feel a little concerned that he wouldn't go into the kitchen or to the backyard alone. One day, some friends came over and we spent the whole afternoon playing in the yard. And my brother was having so much fun that he didn't even realize it was getting dark. Suddenly, he went white. He went white as a sheet. And he started to cry, saying that there was a scary boy with a messed up face on the roof calling out to him. 2 days later, the neighbor told us that shortly before we had moved in, the couple who lived there went out one night and they left their 6-year-old son locked inside. That kid tried to make something to eat and ended up setting a fire to the kitchen.
Oh,
The neighbors managed to put out the fire, but the child apparently died right there in the yard. When my mom got back to the house, she started to frantically scrape the kitchen wall, and lo and behold, under the white paint was a burned wall. We moved out a few days later. First and foremost,
What if you paint over something? How are you going to scrape that off
Yeah.
like paint
Yeah.
chips?
I like
Your
how
fingernails.
I like how when her mom got home, there was no mention of her getting told any of this, and you just imagine her coming home, throwing her keys on the table, and just start scratching at the wall like a cat. What a dumb fucking
Like in
story.
Stranger Things.
No, it was real.
That was really hard for me to get through because I'm sick.
Oh, you did a good job though.
Did it sound like Cosby?
I want some pudding pops.
All right, Natalie.
I was raped.
In the house I used to live in,
man.
there was this little boy ghost who I sometimes saw. The first time was when I had some friends over. It was just the three of us until I saw a reflection of a boy wearing old-fashioned clothes. Ew. I was floored and told my friends. Suddenly, a pot in the kitchen counter was hurled through the air. It was scared the crap out of us. The other time, I was in my room listening to the radio. I had left the door open, and there was this boy looking at me from the doorway. When I went to see him, he took off running. I thought it was my brothers, but they were in the living room watching TV. Years later, I had found out that my cousin saw him too. She described him perfectly to me, even though I never told anyone about it before. Natalia Farrell Burgess.
Years later, I'm going to have this conversation.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Do you remember that one time?
They're talking about work. She just comes up. Do you guys remember that time? What are you talking
It's
about?
about me now. It's about me now.
Yeah. That's the same kid from Vinny's story. So he ran out the front door, went to the other house.
It's about me now.
And then, like all ghosts do, because they don't do anything else other than knock shit off walls or throw things. And then they run away right when you see them. Like if you're, if you're a ghost,
Make
why
your
wouldn't
shit
you
be
want
known.
to be known? Like, wouldn't you want to be like, hey guys, I figured out the way to break space and time, and my soul, if that's what you want to call it, is still living, and mathematically it's impossible, I know, but check it out. I can move this thing. Instead of going, looking at me, and like a scared child, you run away. Like, fucking dumb.
Like a scared child.
Well, her full name's there if you want to look her up on Facebook and tell her she's an idiot.
I might do that. Unless she's a listener, and then, then she can give us Patreon money. All right. Whose turn is it?
It's Vinny's.
Well, the next one, isn't from me because it starts out with, I was home alone in the bath and I don't really fit in the tub. But
Or take a bath or a shower.
I was home alone in the bath.
No.
No. Oh, that's nasty. But I closed the door so that all my dogs wouldn't run in and jump on me in the bathtub. What the fuck? Anyway, I was there for a good 45 to 50 minutes. When I climbed out and opened the door, there had been a table moved right in front of the door. I never heard a thing while this was happening. Never even heard my dogs bark. They bark for everything.
No, they bark for anything, is what she said.
Anything.
So that's implying that they bark for anything. Like, I'll bark for anything instead of I bark for everything.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Like the dog has a responsibility to do it. Stupid.
But they were playing outside, which is so strange for them.
That was a really good
Yeah,
one.
dogs can't go outside and play.
No.
Here's the thing.
Why isn't this a movie script?
Who has time
This
for a
summer.
45-minute to 50-minute bath soak?
Seriously.
Who
What
the
is this
fuck
fucking,
has time
what
for
are you-
that?
What are you, Monica from Friends?
Yeah.
Just when you thought your bath time was safe.
Somebody put a door in front of this, or table in front of this door, and my dogs are outside playing. That's so weird.
My dogs, they're like, the dogs are in there pushing for
Yeah,
and then they
this
run out.
bitch, and you just keep her in her. She always wants to open up the door so we all jump in. Like we don't know what she's got going on.
All right, B.
All right. When my boyfriend was about 4 years old, he would talk to a man he saw in the mirror. Naturally, his parents were curious about his
It's
behavior
himself.
and asked him questions about the man. He told his parents details about the man, including his appearance, hobbies, and how he died.
Likes and dislikes.
Right? It turns out that one of the former owners of the house was a man who had committed suicide in the house. And he matched the description of the man my boyfriend saw in the mirror. When his parents found out, they moved out of the house a month later.
That's just an awful lot to move for seeing that in the mirror.
Like and subscribe, bitches.
Like, why would you move because you saw somebody in the mirror allegedly.
To the man.
I'm just thinking, like, you gotta pack everything up, go through your shit, get a loading truck, find a house or an apartment to move into. It just seems like an awful lot.
You gotta put a down payment down. You gotta put it down a fucking
get a loan.
Deposit, get a loan.
Sell your house. Like, what are you doing here?
All because of a fucking mirror.
Allegedly.
You could take the mirrors with you, though.
Yeah. Mirror.
Um,
Oh, damn, this one's good for you.
Kitchen
Kitchen
nightmares.
nightmares.
Okay, get ready for this story. So I was closing up the bar one night after a long shift. As I was carrying a rack of glasses into the kitchen, I slipped on the wet floor I had just mopped, fell on the floor, and let out an instructional, ah! Immediately after I was sitting on the wet floor, I heard a low-pitched moan. It was so audible that I actually thought it was a real person.
Ooh, that's like you're
You
pooping.
fucking clunkhead. I heard because the reason why I'm reading like this is because it says kitchen nightmares. So.
Yeah, we got it.
Okay, Gordon Ramsay. Just so everybody's
yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
Who's Gordon Ramsay?
This was this was startling considering I was the only person left in the bar. I stood up, completely frozen, and yelled out, "Hello!
It's raw.
Hello.
It's raw! It's completely fucked!
Why'd the chicken cross the road?
Because you didn't fucking cook it!" Again, immediately, I hear the same low-pitched moan. Except this time it was louder. Now I'm starting to freak out a little bit. But for whatever reason, I decided to walk closer to where I heard the sound coming from. I yelled very loudly, "Hello?" For the third time, I now hear a very loud, low-pitched moan. So just to recap, he hears a loud pitched moan.
I don't think he heard that.
Seriously.
I don't think he heard that.
What was the noise he
The
made when he
fucking
fell?
detail in this Leaves of Grass story.
Ah.
What an idiot. Anyway, that was it for me. I ran back into the kitchen, grabbed the biggest kitchen knife I could find, because that seemed logical at the time. ... Ha ha. In parentheses. Grabbed my purse and ran out the door and never looked back. It was funny trying to explain to the chef the next day why he was missing a knife during the morning prep. The creepiest part? I come to find out that there was some sort of accident that had occurred in the restaurant years before with the son and the owner. And one word around town was that he died right there in the bar. Parentheses open. True freaking story! Exclamation point! Parentheses closed. Dash cat.
I wish I was there to hear this.
Why didn't she take the knife back to the chef in the morning, knowing that he'd probably need his morning prep?
story about that.
Here's the thing: I didn't wake up. I wasn't gonna bring it back till like
He's like,
tonight.
donkey.
I didn't know we were missing a knife. Get out of here.
Yeah. He's just cutting with his hands.
I'm tired of your excuses.
I'm a chef. First and foremost, that's a terrible story. Second off,
No, it's good.
the low moaning sound or whatever. We didn't
Nailed
need to
it.
hear it 3 fucking times.
No.
You could have said, I heard it 3 times.
The ghost was here. We actually got to hear it live in person.
And I know that was a shit Gordon Ramsay. I am still sick though. I'm sorry.
Well, I nailed the low moan.
You did. You did a very good job.
Oh,
And
no.
every time I pointed to you, it was like a radio show. I'm like, I'm like a Foley artist. Like,
This is how the sausage is made, people.
yeah, exactly. Go behind the scenes with they're looking at the bed. Everyone's just getting mad at each other and throwing shit. This is bullshit. All right.
Dale's pants are shitting themselves. Vance's putting pasta in his head because that's how he styles it.
Why don't we do this for the next one, since it's kind of a short one? We'll each do a word.
Oh my
This
God.
isn't short.
Yeah, it is. This one isn't.
Oh,
that
okay.
one is.
All right.
Okay.
This is gonna be dumb.
I hate when people do this, but okay.
Me too. You start, Nelly.
My
Grandmother
Told
Me,
story
about
the
time
when
my
youngest
aunt
was
16.
years,
old
and
The
family,
was
desperate
two
move,
out
of
there
home,
the
reason
a
ghost,
wouldn't
let
his
aunt,
of
my
sleep
eat.
or
hump.
What?
Oh, sorry. Anything.
at
All?
she
Lost
wait
Really?
quickly
and
spent
All?
night
arguing.
with
I
Herself?
was gonna say fisting.
and
Telling
the
Young?
man
to
go
Away?
because
she
wasn't
Going?
to
Mary.
Him.
Fuck.
Nobody.
Believed.
Her.
Until.
One
Day.
When?
Why?
uncle,
Decided.
2.
See.
his,
What?
this,
Ghost.
4.
Himself.
he,
Pretended.
2.
B.
asleep,
In.
Bed.
Beside.
her,
And.
Ran.
Out.
screaming,
Because.
He.
Saw.
the,
Young.
Boy.
Ugh, man.
Man.
2.
Brandon fucking hated that.
I hated that. I don't like
That
that.
was bad.
That hurts my ears.
Also, it's easier to pay attention when
And
I'm-
I want a ghost to come haunt me so I lose weight.
I
Mhm.
know, right?
Right?
Jenny Craig.
Really? I know, right?
Oh, I don't need to eat. Thanks, ghost.
Really?
Do you want to read the next one? Or?
I'm Casper, the personal instructor.
All right.
Details,
All right.
ladies.
Okay, which one are we on here?
Smellogram.
This one?
No.
When I was
That one.
10 years old.
When I was 10 years old, I slept with my... Oh, no, I didn't. When I was 10 years old, I slept with my sister in a room with a curtain for the door. One night I woke up, looked toward the curtain, and saw a silhouette of a tall, long-haired person. At the time, I thought was my mum. When I looked away, I came face to face with the long-haired figure slouched over the edge of my bed looking at me.
Cousin it.
I instantly shook, in all capital letters, shook all over, Got-
no.
comma, got really scared. And only managed to close my eyes. I wasn't sleepy at all, but as soon as I could get my eyes, as soon as I closed my eyes, I passed out. I don't remember anything else from that night. Nothing else that happened makes sense, but the figure intrigues me, and there was a rag next to me that smelled an awful lot like chloroform.
Nothing else. Notice a theme in these. Nothing else like that has happened since. What does that have anything to fucking do with the story at all?
Because if it was a regular thing, I'd be on TV.
Oh my god.
This motherfucker got roofied.
By
My
sister.
This motherfucker got roofied. Got roofied. Goddamn, really like spicy. Somebody loved him till the roofies wore off.
Right? Is that me?
Yep.
You can read this normally. You don't have
Okay, because these are great. My grandfather died when I was 9 years old. He was always crazy about his grandkids, and we still see him appear randomly. Every time he appears, some BS is about to go down.
bullshit.
Yeah, okay. In fact, he once appeared to me, and the next day I got ran over. Sometimes it was cute, though. When my cousin was 3, she was getting out of the bed when suddenly she started to laugh and hold out her hands. My aunt asked her what had happened, and she said, "Grandpa is pretending to hug me and blow kisses." My aunt, who was used to dealing with these random appearances from her dead father, asked where he was. My little cousin said that he had waved goodbye and flew up towards the ceiling.
That was amazing.
I could just write this stuff, honestly.
See, I
and
knew
you could
these
dig
were
it
going
up.
to be fun, but
Somebody
I didn't know
else
they were going to be
in
this
another
fun.
nation can pick
Oh
up these
my
and
God.
read them on a podcast.
I just love that. The next day, I got run over.
Sometimes it was cute, though.
They skipped right past all that interesting shit, and then it said,
How'd you get run over?
sometimes it was cute, though. Like,
I don't understand. How did he write this if he got ran over? Honestly.
It's wonderful.
you can get run over and still live, but
It doesn't
That's
say anything
still-
about it. No condition, no
Yeah.
details about that.
No,
That the
nothing.
best part of it.
skipped right
Getting
over it.
smashed.
Our readers want to know.
Yeah.
Inquiring minds know.
I mean,
In January,
You take it off?
is this part of one? Is this a whole thing, Nelly?
yeah, what's
This is the last page here. Is there 3 more, or is this
There's
one
3 more. Because this
Okay.
it goes to the ending of Jesse.
Oh, I see.
Amaral.
It's okay. Jesse Amaral.
There might be 4 more, actually.
Jesse, we have to cook.
No, there's 2 more.
In in January, I was at a cousin's house. Okay, my husband at a cousin's house, not my cousin's house, a cousin's house. My husband went to the kitchen to prepare our baby daughter's bottle.
Baby bottle pop.
That sentence hurts my brain. To prepare our baby daughter's bottle. Why wouldn't it be our daughter's baby bottle? Oh my God.
Wubba baby buggy bumples.
Yeah. And I stayed in the room with her. I was looking through the door that opened into the living room, and in my peripheral, they actually, they didn't nail that. Okay. That's a bad misspelling. In my peripheral vision, I thought I saw him walk by and go over by the couch. He was just staring at me and smiling. But then a few minutes later, my husband came out from the kitchen. Yeah, I like that, Vance. And walked into the room with the baby's bottle. What? Meanwhile, the mysterious face I'd seen stayed in the same place for a little while and then disappeared. Did anybody catch any of that? That whole thing was broken.
Her husband went to the kitchen to make a baby bottle for the kid. She stayed in the room, and then she was looking through the door of the living room, and then she saw a face. But then her husband came back in, and she saw the face still, but then it disappeared.
Oh my God.
The big news is these people have bread.
Yeah, no, I was like, oh man, they fucking accumulated. That's great.
Yeah. Okay, so this story is called 5. No, I'm just kidding. It's the order. When I was 16, I was riding horses with my friend in a field beside her house. The horse threw me, and I hit my head hard. That's all caps. The next thing I know, I'm on my back in incredible pain, staring up at my friend who was frantically screaming at me. Bitch! You fucking bitch! Dazed, my gaze shifted and then refocused on her Dazed, my gaze shifted and then refocused on her friend behind her.
That sentence hurts my brain too.
A tall, thin man wearing a black suit and old-fashioned wide-brimmed hat. He was staring unblinking.
Slender man.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. He was staring.
Slender man.
Come out with another.
It's a Slender man.
Slender man.
I saw him.
He was staring.
Notes. Sorry.
He was staring unblinking into my eyes over my friend's shoulder. Ew, don't. No.
Oh my God. Stop it.
Days later, she came to visit me in the hospital and asked her about the man I'd asked her about the man I'd seen. I thought it was a new boyfriend she recently told me about. Because he'd be wearing a wide-brimmed hat and old-fashioned clothes.
Tall, dark, and handsome.
He's such a hipster. She told me that there was no one there but me and her. The end.
Stupid.
Oh, that was good.
That was.
Brandon, I think you're going to read these again tonight by yourself.
Slender man.
My grandma lives in a very stereotypical horror movie house. Small Midwest town.
Yeah.
White and old-looking home on a farm. So like Smallville, where Clark Kent lives.
Small Midwest town, and looking at home, on a farm.
She even chipped a wooden Mary Nativity in the front yard. Was that what it says?
She's even chipped.
Nativity.
Nativity in
even
the
though
front
that's
yard.
not right, because it's either a Mother Mary statue or a nativity scene.
She also
fucking dolt.
she also has a cemetery about a half mile down the road. I used to sleep in the room in the corner of the top floor, my aunt's room. So in the corner of the room?
In the corner of the room with the top floor. In the house in the Midwest.
But the
with the Mother
room
Mary,
was in the
with
corner.
the Mother Mary nativity statue in
But,
it.
yeah, okay.
All this detail for no fucking reason.
Thanks for keeping up. Hold on. Shit.
When I was young.
In the head.
If you're looking for this, it's in the paragraph.
Okay. When I was younger, I would wake up because I thought I heard it rocking. Like rocking. To the point where I would wake up my grandma and have to stay in her room. About 10 years later, my mom, aunt, and I were talking about how creepy my grandma's house was. My aunt goes on to talk about how when she was younger, the reason my mom and her ended up sharing a room was because this is long-winded as fuck.
It doesn't fucking...
She thought her room was haunted. She says she woke up one morning and the rocking chair was about 2 feet closer to her bed. And after that night, it would start rocking on a nightly basis by itself.
Okay.
At midnight.
So here's the thing.
Yeah.
People that write these things produce movies later on to sell to kids that have stories like this. It's circular. It's a whole pattern. So like Insidious and all those James Wan films and like all those bad Annabelle films and shit. It's just this over and over and over again. There is a new movie out it does the same thing where it's the crowd. They show a picture of the crowd in night vision watching it.
Oh yeah.
It's this. This is what it is. That's when I see those movies and I see those trailers, these are the stories that I think about. It's dumb shit like this that needs to be fucking stopped because it's so dumb.
I hate those audience reaction previews.
Yeah.
Nobody fucking climbs all over the seat next to him. Nothing is that scary.
Never once been to a movie.
I've never seen that. I've been in a movie where they're smoking weed.
Yeah.
I've been in a movie where they're fighting.
Yep. Fighting in the theater.
But I've never been to a horror movie because somebody is climbing all over the seat, peeing themselves.
Never once. And I've all the girls I've ever dated and taken to a movie,
all the girls I've loved before.
Stupid. But if that's how you want to, if people always wonder like how I'm thinking and what I'm thinking about and why I get so angry, it's because of shit like this that gets put out and people go, and some movie executive goes, I can make a movie off that. And then he makes a terrible movie and then does that stupid trailer that everybody else does on November 24th. You know, it's like, yeah, it's just recycled garbage. That was a dumb fucking story.
That was really good and informative. Like our podcast, fun and informative.
Hey, Vance.
Yeah, Dan.
How can people get a hold of us, talk to us, send us email, give us money, and do other things of that nature?
And what are we doing next week?
And yeah, and also, what do we do next week?
Well, the best way to get a hold of us is probably email. It's Don't Look Under the Bed Podcast at gmail.com. We're also on Twitter at DLUTB, Instagram, same thing, and Facebook, Don't Look Under the Bed Podcast. Our Patreon, if you wanna kind of help us do what we're doing here, is Patreon/DLUTB, and our PayPal is just Don't Look Under the Bed podcast at gmail.com/ is it PayPal me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it. Just don't accidentally give it to someone else. Also, on the 25th, which actually this will air pretty close to them, won't it?
Yeah, we've warned them before, but just in case, people.
We're gonna be out at Madness Haunted House. Where at?
Council Bluffs, Iowa.
Mall the Bluffs.
The only thing scarier is their foreclosure sign.
It's funny because it's a mall. And
seriously, I want to do a tour of that fucking mall, though.
Yeah,
because that seems like the type of
we'll
thing.
Do
so
it. Let's do it.
I took Mitchell in there when we were doing our promo stuff out there because he had to go to the bathroom.
Hello.
That's about what it was. There was like 3 stores open.
Ooh, is KB one of them? I want to go in there.
No, it was Bath and Body Works and a cat adoption shelter, which I loved. And then, but they were like closed for the night. And then GNC. And I didn't see any other open stores except for like 2 food places. And he goes, "Who comes to the mall here and eats?"
Was Little King still there?
It was a Euro place.
I knew it. I fucking knew it. I knew there was a Euro place there. I had it in my head.
I'm gonna say
I was like, there's a Chinese place and there's a Euro place.
Yeah, there's a Chinese
guaranteed.
place.
Because every fucking mall in Cleveland that got shut down, the first 2 things you'd see in the food court is everything closed down except for one Chinese food place and one Mediterranean place that no one eats except for the guy taking
there
the
was
bus.
people there eating. I don't know if they were going in there to eat, maybe going to the haunted house.
I love Mediterranean food and I love Chinese food, but I would not go to the mall of fucking Bluffs to go eat there. Like, who does that?
Well, they may have been. They could have been an employee on break, or they could have been going to the haunted house, like because it's right there. And then there's a Planet Fitness attached.
That's true. They could have been on break. Yeah, sorry. Okay, that makes sense.
Maybe they were at Planet Fitness and then went to enjoy a delicious gyro.
Hey, I worked for this. I'll eat it.
Really?
Planet Fitness gives you pizza.
But yeah, we'll be there the 25th.
And if you really want to get scared after the haunted house, you can go watch people work out in their jeans at Planet Fitness.
Do people actually do that?
Fuck yeah, they do.
That's so stupid.
No judgment.
I got you
no
a
judgment.
Oh, sorry, I can't judge you for that.
Or do you want a T-shirt?
Brandon, you go to Planet Fitness?
Okay.
With the thumbs up and the gear?
It's a place where I can work out and be me. All right? I have a dad bod.
I have a dad, hashtag dad bod.
All right, so right over here is where we keep the wipes that nobody uses to disinfect the equipment.
No, when
Gross.
I've gone in there before numerous times and they've been cleaning.
Lunk alarm.
Lunk alert.
Lunk alarm.
I've never seen that happen though.
That's because we don't allow it in here.
No, I want the alarm to go off. I've never seen that.
Oh.
Not that I belong to them,
Just
but
drop
I've told the
Wait,
story.
What alarm?
The lunk
lunk
alarm.
alarm.
I've told this story on the air before about when me and my ex when we moved to Cleveland. We were like, we need to join a gym, and we were looking around, and I was like, oh, Fitness 19, Anytime Fitness, blah blah blah. What's this place called? Planet Fitness. Never heard of it. We walked in there. Hey, it's pretty cheap. First thing I saw, a table full of pizza. What are you fucking doing? And they're like, well, we want to reward our customers. I'm like, no, you want to keep them coming here. That's what you want. Just be honest. And they're like, no, we would like to reward them. I'm like, what is that big alarm for on the wall? Lunk alarm, lunk alarm. I don't know what that means. Yet you saying that doesn't make sense to me. What does that mean? Well, we like to make sure that it's a very, we like to stay progressive, and we want to make sure that everybody has a good experience while coming here. So we don't allow what we call lunks. And I'm like, isn't that discriminatory though? Like on its own? Because you're not allowing people then that are
yeah, but here's
lunkish.
the thing. We don't want them.
So they went through their spiel. Basically, they don't allow anybody that wears cut off tank tops. You can't wear that.
No, you can't.
Which
go.
is fucking dumb. It's a gym. It's
That's my go-to to work out.
people want
That's
to
your
wear
go to the store.
like no matter how douchey you are as a person who goes to gym, you've kind of earned the right to kind of look how you want. You know what I mean? Like
because you're out there doing it.
because you're doing the work. Now, if you're just showing up and if you're not like if you don't look like that and you still want to wear that, who cares? It's a fucking gym. But they were like, well, we don't allow that. We don't allow people who come in and they throw the weights down. I'm like, it is kind of annoying to see people throw the weights down, but
And then grunting.
But you know what? That's put your earphones in. This isn't play school. Like, get it done. I'm like, where's your bench press machine? Oh, we only use Smith machines. We think that the bench press is kind of a lunkish thing. I immediately wanted to fucking leave.
There's no bench presser?
Nope.
Hmm.
And I was like, that in itself is discrimination. You can't like not having a lot of people. Sure, I can see that. But if somebody drops a weight by accident, well, that's why our weights only go up to 95 pounds. That's fucking stupid.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. And I was like, they can just stack more on there. They can do the math, if they're not lunks anyway, right? So they demonstrated and the lunk alarm went off, and it's the most annoying.
The
fucking
few times
sound.
I've been in there. I went in there with Amanda a few times, but
And the guy was
never
like,
seen it.
the guy, he was working out there. They were talking to him because he had a cutoff shirt. And he's like, I can't wear this. And they're like, it states in the rules when you sign up, you can't do that. And he goes, I'm fucking going somewhere else. I want to work. He's like, what do you want me covered in sweats like rock? Sometimes you just want to work out the way you want to work out. It's not a big deal. And they acted like he was the fucking Nazi.
You're
And
a
I was
plague,
like,
and you're really defaming our customers.
as you see other people eating pizza while on the fucking treadmill, wiping their greasy fucking mitts all over.
I want to change the I to an A, so my Planet Fitness shirt says Planet Fatness for my bacon eating shirt.
The first time I went to the gym, you know how fucking embarrassed I was to be there? You get over it and you move on and you put on your fucking shorts and you keep going. And then once you start losing the weight, you kind of go, oh, I can start wearing something that actually fits better. And then you start to see the results and you actually want to keep going and keep going and keep going. You don't fucking sit there and go, I'm intimidated. Boo-hoo. You fucking baby, go home. That's bullshit.
Can girls wear cut off tank tops?
Ellie, what do you think?
Yes.
It's a place for people that don't want to look at strong men.
Oh,
But as long as you're a woman and you
stupid women, dumb bitches.
What do you think, B?
How did they get the right to vote?
I think Daniel's being a special snowflake, sticking up for everybody.
Thanks, man.
And I'm the guy in the back of the yoga class.
Back of the yoga class.
They don't have
In
classes.
the
there.
back of the yoga class. That's a good spot for
All
you.
I'm saying is that if you don't want to discriminate, then don't put that shit up there.
He's in the back because he wants to look at all the girls behind.
Okay, all right. She
Okay,
gets it.
we're done.
She gets it.
All right, so let's move on. All right, so first we want to thank each and every guest and customer and
Thank you.
person that
Every
listens
last
to us, every
one of
single
yous.
one of you.
God, we love you.
You do such a good job every day listening to us, and we want to thank our special fans. You guys know who you are.
You know.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Come see us at the Madness Haunted House and check out our website and stuff. And also, we'd love to thank B for being on the podcast tonight.
You're very welcome.
Hopefully,
that guy.
we get a lot of listeners that say we want to hear more from that B guy. So
Yeah,
Sometimes we'll call him and he won't pick up.
that's because I have lead paint in my house and my phone never rings.
I don't think that's how that works.
But we will see you guys in the future. Bye.
Bye.